All right, we're going to call this meeting to order. I apologize, our mics are not working. I'll try to speak loud. Sorry. If everyone could, let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, we'll read the agenda, comments from the public, roll call, discussion or corrections of the October 9th, 2025 meeting, treasurer's report, comments from elected officials, old business, there is none, new business, ordinance, final tax settlement, number 2, ordinance, purpose for new language for Article 17 in the salary ordinance, comp time, and adjourn. Is there any comments from the public at this time? Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Paul Ball. I'm representing the Chamber of Commerce. And wanted to remind everyone that on the parade night, December 4th, there will be a silent auction at the Chamber of Commerce to support the seniors who are student ambassadors. There will also be a gingerbread house decorating contest. Everyone is encouraged to participate. And then Friday graduation is going to be having chili in the Chamber of Commerce at the foyer as a fundraiser for the senior class.
Thank you. Can I get the roll call, please?
Justice Bass.
Here.
Justice Brown.
Here.
Justice Hibbard.
Here.
Justice Cosby.
Here.
Justice Blevins.
Here.
Justice Nelson.
Here.
Justice Sharp.
Here.
Justice Statler.
Here.
Justice Henderson.
Here.
Discussion or corrections of the October 9th, 2025 meeting. Have a motion to adopt from Justice Brown and second from Justice Statler. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is Treasurer's report.
Been given a copy of the Treasurer's report for October 2025 financial operations. Page 1, the total amount of funds under management is $7,326,877.01. You've been given several reports that are attached and some that are loose in your packet as listed there at the bottom. Page 2, the total 2025 budget appropriation is $12,347,393.62. The 2025 budget at the end of October has a remaining balance of 40.52% for all office budgets combined. The normal at this time would be 16.67%. County General at the end of October stands at 28.86 remaining. Road 33.30 remaining. County Library 33.26 remaining. Solid Waste 22.82 remaining. Law Enforcement Center, 31.87 remaining. E911, 28.57%. The projected revenue for 2025 is a total of $19,525,665.19. You have several of the county funds there listed with projected revenue and the actual revenue with the difference. You have County General. You have actual, all the actuals are above projected at this time of year. This was through the end of October, and so we didn't have final tax settlement. That actually came into my office in November. The taxes you finished paying in October. So November should look even a little better.
all of the officials in here, and have all of y'all expecting large things to be spent in December? Is why instead of it being 16% or 20%, it's 40% in less in the budget. I'm asking if you've turned in things that you expect to spend a lot more money in December and you haven't done it yet, is why this is off so much? Or have we received much more revenue than we expected?
Well, the revenue would not affect the top part of that. The top part of that's the budget, the money that's being spent. Projected revenue's on the bottom. So sales taxes could be 3 times as much this month, and it wouldn't affect the numbers on the top. You were right at the beginning. The number on the top, 40%, means that out of all the budgets,
Yes.
people, the 40% are left that's unspent, and you
Yes.
have a valid question.
Yes.
Are people waiting until December?
Yes.
Because back to Basic 101, and I know this is really basic for Mrs. Sharp because she served on the court for so long. But that's the whole point when Sherry keeps asking, how much are you going to spend between October,
Right.
November, and December?
Yes.
Because what money is left is what she has to roll over to start the new year with. So if she's counting on $700,000 and everybody goes at the end of the year and spends a bunch of money and she doesn't have that $700,000, she only has $550,000, the budget's going to be even in worse shape than it is today.
Well, and we are. My thinking is we are right now in the negative in our county general budget, and if there's some reason that they're carrying it over, okay, but if they're not, why is it off like that?
Right.
Excuse me, I can't answer for everyone.
Well, yes, sir. Every official can tell me.
I know in the road budget, we had a big expenditure come out just last week. We bought tires for graders and trucks. So that was a pretty big expense, and we are still in the process of doing our asphalt.
Yeah.
So that'll be the biggest majority of my expenditure.
Okay.
Hopefully, nothing goes wrong. Nothing else tears up. But,
Are you expecting anything?
I beg your
Are
pardon?
you expecting anything? I mean,
Just the asphalt.
future?
Just the asphalt and the, just what we our general, like gravel and fuel.
Right.
And ours with elections, we haven't spent hardly anything, but, we do have an election going on now, so we'll be
Yeah.
having,
Right.
Have a big expense there.
yeah,
Okay.
not real, yeah.
It's a school law.
It is,
Yeah.
but we still pay the co-workers,
Sure.
pay the programmers.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's not like an election.
Yeah.
Okay. Jennifer?
My delinquent list that's going to go to the paper, that's going to take about 6,000 of mine, so it won't be paid.
Okay.
So, if not, we have a couple thousand, very minimal.
Okay.
Very minimal, on commerce, really.
Okay.
I don't have a lot, most of what I told Sherry that I was going to spend out of my budget, I've pretty well done, just been for like books and paper.
Yeah.
I think as I told some of you, recording paper, I had like $10,000 worth, and it's about 6 boxes down there. But most of that, I've already bought.
Has that been purchased in November? Because this is going to be the end of October.
I just turned in the claims for it.
Okay.
Just recently.
Okay. Maybe it'll balance out. Maybe people are going to spend it in November. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion made.
Have a motion from Justice Sharp to approve Treasurer's report. And a second from Justice Brown. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Next is comments from the...
Okay, so that top page is going to show you the current tax amount that was taken in. So that's the total that was taken in for current taxes. I just usually give y'all a rundown of how much was taken in. The second page is going to be the delinquent tax amount that was taken in from January 1st up until today, and that number is normally about that every year. So that's, So anyway, just wanted to give y'all an update.
So did you say this 9 million is normal?
Huh? No, the delinquent side. This
is normal, I know.
Yeah, this actually went up from last year. I want to say it was trying to get 9.5 million maybe last year. So,
Okay.
Jennifer, the total taxes, that total taxes on the books were a little over 12 million, right?
yes.
So about
Yes.
10 million is what came in.
Yeah, around that when you do, yeah.
Thank you.
You might want to get on with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more comments from elected officials?
I guess,
Or go ahead.
oh, I guess I've got a question or how to put this together. But is there, and we've discussed this before, is there some way that we can give the head of each department or something like a credit card limit of $2,500 when they need to make purchases? The reason I'm bringing this up is I know some of them have to use their personal credit cards. Then they've got to turn it in your office. Then there's a lot more paperwork, and then people start questioning, you know, why'd you buy this? Why'd you buy that? Questions, and it causes problems sometimes out in the public if you read social media or something. So I'm just asking if there's some way, or is it feasible to do something like that, kind of help some of these folks out when they do. Now, all this has got to be watched close, and there has to be a limit on it. But I'm just thinking it would lessen the paperwork, it would lessen the confusion, that sort of thing. I just want to throw that out there, see what everybody
Like
thinks.
a P-card?
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
We have talked about this many times. One of the problems is, speaking from probably where Jerry works, is if you have a company credit card and you don't get your receipts turned in, it's not nothing off of your skin, but somebody's got to track down them receipts. And I think that's been the biggest reason why we've not had company credit cards. However, I use my credit card all the time, and I do get accused of things I shouldn't be accused of, but it's okay. I'm a big girl. I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm not ripping the county off.
I'm just
in
trying
no
to
way,
think
shape,
about
or
the
form.
less paperwork and less confusion.
Right.
How many departments do we have offhand? You'd have to have a credit card for each department?
Yes.
Well, or each. Yeah. I mean,
Not each department, each elected official.
Each official, not department.
Yeah.
Yeah, each
Yeah.
elected
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the head of the office.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
elected officials, yes.
Would it be better to do that, or, how would you?
For me, I thought like a Walmart card that's got like a county judge on it, and I would use that for, like some office supplies, because I can get things cheaper at Walmart than like Sharp office supplies, or we used to have a place in Pocahontas. A couple of vendors that I can't actually order stuff from, like paper or whatever it might be, pens, and we use a lot of those. And then I'm just bringing that receipt back and turning it in, so they'll see what it was, because it's itemized, actually what I bought, and I sign off on it. That's the only credit card that I have as far as the office goes. Now, if I'm going to a meeting and I use my credit card to pay, say, like for my room, then I bring that receipt back and then get reimbursed. I appreciate you bringing that up, Lloyd. I don't know that it would make, as far, do I want another credit card? No, not really. Not for me, but that doesn't mean that some of the others that might be better for them. I don't know that it would actually cut down so much on the paperwork, because you're still turning in receipts to Jerry. You've got to get your receipts to Jerry. Like the Walmart one, I know as soon as I get that back, we've got to get that over there to the county judge's office, and I sign off on it, and what line item I want it to come out of. 100 years ago, think about the time Mike Davis was the county judge, we did have an American Express that different people would use, like if they were going to a meeting or needed to go buy something. And when we went through audit that year, they kind of frowned on that. They didn't want us to do that anymore. So we stopped. And I think now it's okay again. So it's kind of back and forth with audit. And that's kind of an issue with the credit cards also. But now as far as for what I'm doing, the Walmart card works fine for me. because there's some things I can get cheaper at Walmart than trying to buy them through some of the vendors that I actually use, that I've used for years. But that's just
So-
me.
I've used mine when I go to the meeting just once a year, but I don't have any trouble. I just turn in my receipts and they pay me for whatever I'm due.
And there's a mileage sheet that we turn in, you know, depending on where we go. And we just figure that out when we attach an agenda, which as most of you know, the extra stuff I do is paid for by the state. But I mean, I appreciate the thought, but
Well, I'm just throwing that out there,
I'm
just,
good, but
I know there's been a few.
I do believe that.
I agree with Justice Cosby, and having it in one account, you have accountability. You have what's spent where, what everything. That is lots of businesses. You go on a trip, they issue you a card, you sign for it, you sign for it. You sign when you turn it back in.
Yeah.
I've done that lots of times. It's no problem. It's, it worked out really well. It pays for the hotel. It pays for meals. It does not pay for alcoholic drinks. It does not pay for tips. Those are cash out of pocket. But those, when you do that, the bill comes to one place, everything comes to one place, and the accountability and reconciliation on it is so much easier.
Looks like
Well,
it would be.
I agree as well. I believe that there should be a credit card just for that. And I do have a bank card from Farmers and Merchants. It's got a $2,500 limit. It's not near big enough to sustain every elected official or their offices. But and the Walmart cards, they are doing away with the Walmart cards. Walmart is. So we have been working on another account with them. Hopefully we'll have it set up soon. And we have been working, trying to get an Amazon account set up so that no one has to use their personal accounts. It'll all be through the county.
Good.
So that is still in motion to be done. So.
Well, I've always bought from Amazon because I find it cheaper than anywhere else. So, and we're supposed to be good stewards of the county money. So that's what I do. I buy where I can get it the cheapest. So.
But if y'all would like to see a credit card, or maybe even just one credit card that stays in the judge's office, then they have to check it out. I know that's the way that a lot of municipalities do it. They will have one main credit card for whatever department, and they will have to check it out. And when they check it in, they turn in all their receipts. And I know something else that has been an issue with some places. They don't like to give itemized receipts back. Well, we have to have itemized receipts to pay, to reimburse on, so that way, when the auditors look at it, they know exactly what was bought, not just an amount that was spent. So.
Another thing's been my experience is hotel reservations made from the central administrative office. And you show up, you have the card, that's fine, but everything is made through that, on that number, on that card. And it makes everything a lot easier and very easily reconcilable.
Are there any more comments from the elected officials?
Down here.
Yes.
I want to make a comment. I think this is the place where I'm supposed to make it. In reference to the ordinances in front of you, restating Article 17 in the salary ordinance. I'm going to keep this real short and sweet.
Well, we're not on that one
We
yet.
haven't got there yet.
Well, are you going to let me comment on it when it comes up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry.
So,
I got the cart before the horse.
So, Judge, in closing on that, do I need to make a motion for everyone to get one, or do we want one central one, or what would be the proper way to do this?
Central one. I would propose maybe one central one, and we'll see how it goes. Would that be okay with y'all?
That would be fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll look into it, see what we can do, and we'll have it on the next,
one, okay.
if that'll work with you guys.
The motion,
No.
We'll look into it, see what we can find, and then we'll have it on the next.
Report back, yeah.
Thank you.
I was gonna bring something up, elected officials, we can talk. The transfer station, I know the bids is there bids coming up or not? So we can't put anybody in the hat for anything, or, as far as like in January? Or, can anybody vouch for it or anything, or are we set with that?
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we open up bids for year to year, right?
People to manage it, is that what you're
To
going
manage
at?
it.
Okay.
To manage it.
Okay.
Right. To manage it.
I don't know what kind of contract we have signed with it, really, I don't.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Pertaining to that, Waste Pro contacted me and said they would like to entertain an offer to lease the transfer station if it comes up for that, for money. Don't know how much, but they did all contact me, and I said I would bring it up for somebody, tell everybody for what that's worth.
Okay.
I don't know what's a contract, what's a contract, I don't know.
Thank you for that, really.
Did we not take bids on it?
I offered it to everybody.
Right, but
Nobody wanted to do it. Even Waste Pro did not want to do it. They didn't want nothing to do with it. They said there wasn't enough money to be made there. That's exactly what they told me.
They called me this week.
All right. Right.
Aren't the contracts for county year to year?
Yes.
that one was for a year, I'm pretty sure.
That's the reason why I brought it up. I know it's year to year, so I didn't know, maybe make more money. Just
I would be glad to listen to what they have to offer.
I just know he called me.
But I do know that Glisson spent a load of money
Right.
to get it operating.
Right.
He bought a new compactor and overhauled a lot of stuff out there to get it up to par to
Right.
run.
I've got a lot of calls from my constituents, who talk about how high it was.
Well,
You know what I mean? That's the reason why I brought it up.
I do know that the solid waste district is going to go up another 50 cents a yard as well. So, everything is going up. We got some mail in today from Capital Quarries. They're going up, 7 to 10%? Is that what it said? That's our, yeah.
What is that?
Our gravel pit. So, and Hedger Brothers Concrete Company, they go up every year as well.
It wouldn't hurt to see what people's got to.
Sure, I'd love to hear what they got to say.
No.
Yeah, I'd be glad to hear what they got to say.
Judge, I think on the rates out there, it's because and I don't know, you probably know more than I do, but I think he's charging what they should have been charging a long time ago. They're actually measuring and charging what the scale is out there. And it seems like it's higher, but it's used to, they just kind of guess how much to charge, and you charge one load one day and the same load the next day, and it'll be two different prices. And I think it's pretty consistent now on the prices.
And also, when Dennis had helped us run the numbers, we was going to have to go up substantially more than what he went to. Yeah, like $34 a yard or something. Do you recall, Dennis? Do you recall what we was going to have to go to if the county?
We said 32 to 33.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, yeah.
It might be something we can table, I don't know, next month or,
All I know is he called me and I said I mentioned it, and if y'all want to entertain him, see what he's got to say. He may not say nothing what anybody likes.
Well,
I don't know.
I will talk with him. I have his number, so I will talk with him and see what he wants to do.
That's all I know is what he said.
I know that Gleason has spent a bunch of money out there
Oh, yeah,
to get the
yeah.
place up and running.
Yeah.
He did spend a lot of money to do that, so, that. Any more comments from the elected officials?
I do. Okay. Kind of to touch on what you were saying, there is a guy out there he takes his job very seriously, and he's straight as an arrow every time I go out there. But anyway, but no, my other comment is just about the elevator thing. I know we talked about it last month, and you presented a price, and then I didn't see it on the old business, so I was just curious as to, like, moving forward, I feel like if we wait longer, the price just keeps going up, like,
We've already approved that, we done that last year to go forward with it. I was just updating what the prices were.
I thought we had to decide where the extra money was coming from.
We will have to, but
Okay.
I think back
But that's
when
not
we
the
decided to
whole
do it, we'd said that it was gonna come out of the hospital sale, so.
We did discuss the fact that could we just, would it be less expensive to have 2 tiers instead of 3? Because we have a level entry on the basement.
We did.
We
We did, and he came and, I don't remember what he said now, do you?
You still have to have your.
Yeah, it's still got to go all
Okay,
the
that's
way
what I was
down.
wondering, you have to be down still for that elevator, yeah.
It has to go to all
Yeah.
three.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, I wasn't sure, as of last meeting, I wasn't sure
Yeah,
what.
and we did apply for a grant,
Yeah, I
and
haven't heard back.
we have not heard nothing.
I did talk to Trey Steimel, and he told me to tell you to let him know when we need something like that, and he will go straight to the party, to the purple person that for the state that does, and says, look, Randolph County has a historic building, and they're needing money for an elevator.
I will call
So
him.
you contact Trey, because he told me yesterday that's what to do.
All right, I will give him a call, definitely. Is there any more comments from the elected officials? If not, we'll move on to old business. There is none. New business, the ordinance final tax settlement. Have a motion from Justice Brown, put it on the first reading, and a second from Justice Statler. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
An ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to formally adopt a computerized tax assessment collection process to name the county collector the preparer of the tax books and for other purposes. Section 1 affirmation. It comes before this court that Randolph County has primarily utilized the computerized tax assessment collection process for many years, but without the requisite ordinance required by law. It appears that over the years the county tax assessment and collection system morphed from a manual system to a partial computerized system to the current system without local legislation. This court recognizes and affirms the need to formally adopt the computerized tax assessment and collection process pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 2628-301 through 308. Section 2, adoption of system. Randolph County hereby adopts the system of computerized tax assessment and collection as set forth in Arkansas Code 2628-301. Section 3, designation in accordance with the authorization provided in Arkansas Code annotated 2628-302. This court designates the county tax collector as the official preparer of the tax books for a streamlined process. The tax collector shall follow all procedures regarding preparation of the tax books, preparing tax statements, collecting both current and delinquent real and personal taxes, issuing tax receipts, preparing and certifying monthly and final tax distributions, and any other requirements of Arkansas Code 2628-304 through 307, and other provisions of state law and county ordinance. The county clerk, assessor, and treasurer are each designated and charged to carry out their duties in accordance with Arkansas Code annotated 26-28, subchapter 3, section 3, repealer. Randolph County Ordinance Number 1999-302, which named the Assessor, County Clerk, and Office of Computer Services as co-preparers of the tax books and charged other related duties to the collector, is hereby repealed. Section 5, Emergency Clause, because Randolph County is currently operating a computerized tax assessment and collection system without the required ordinance to do so, an emergency is declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its date of approval in accordance with Arkansas Code 14-14-908F. Two more title only.
No discussion, I'll make a motion to read second reading title only.
Have a motion from Justice Brown, second reading, title only, and a second from Justice Nelson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
An ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to formally adopt a computerized tax assessment and collection process to name the county collector, the preparer of the tax books, and for other purposes. No discussion.
No, they should have put it on third reading, title only, please.
Have a motion from Justice Brown, or Justice Sharp, to put it on third reading, title only,
Second.
and a second from Justice Brown. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
An ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to formally adopt a computerized tax assessment and collection process to name the county collector, the preparer of the tax books, and for other purposes. Now,
Motion to adopt.
Any discussion?
Is there any further discussions?
now's the time to discuss.
Motion to adopt.
Have a
Oh, David, I'm sorry. You were going to say something?
No,
You sure?
I was gonna say the same thing.
Oh, okay. I'm louder than you did.
Have a motion from Justice Sharp to adopt, and a second from
I'll second.
Justice Brown. Can I get a roll call, please?
Justice Bass.
Yes.
Justice Brown.
Yes.
Justice Hibbard.
Yes.
Justice Cosby.
Yes.
Justice Blevins.
Yes.
Justice Nelson.
Yes.
Justice Sharp.
Yes.
Justice Statler.
Yes.
Justice Henderson.
Yes.
Next, ordinance number 2. This is purpose just for redo the language in Article 17, and I did not mean for this to be something to be voted on tonight. I just wanted it to be discussion so that everyone is aware of what is going on, or if we want to change the wording. But the current wording in the salary ordinance that we have right now, there is no, if you switch departments, if you're anything below this in the salary ordinance, if you're not an office personnel and you switch departments, you have to start all over at the base pay. Don't matter if you've been here 10 years or 20 years.
Well, okay. Is that what you think Article 17 says here?
Yes, ma'am. That's the way that it has been done.
That's the way it was done for Robin. Right?
Right.
That's the way it was done for everybody that has been here, unless they work in the office.
And we're talking about equal this is talking about the transfer of equal training, equal position, sort of. I mean, like you wouldn't pull a deputy to work in your office and still expect it.
No.
No. People of similar, like you could go from an office, you go from this office, like the clerk's office to the clerk's office, still be doing the same type of job, would be the same.
They would retain the same
I
salary.
don't know why that wasn't done 50 years ago.
Well, that's the way it is for the office personnel.
Yeah.
But
That's right. It is
just
that way.
if you take someone from, I'll just use the road department for instance. If I hire a Class A CDL truck driver and he starts out at $31,552.80 and he works there 10 years, well, my heavy equipment operator decides to retire and I want to move somebody into that position, but I want to use this Class A CDL driver to move into that position. when I move him into that position, he'll be making a whole lot more than that if he's been there 10 years. But whenever you move him into that heavy equipment position, he starts all over at this base pay. He loses all his years of raises.
Well, that's not
So,
fair.
no, it's not fair. And it's the same way at the Sheriff's Department, E911, the jail, all those departments below the office personnel here, listed all the way down through there. They have to start all over at the base pay. Is that correct?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, what if they want to change that? I mean, it's not.
We're not making them change.
We're not making them change it.
And then are we gonna go back and pay back pay to people we not?
Right.
Pay?
Right. You know, back
But
pay
this is only
everybody?
effective on the day it's passed.
Yeah.
So, but still, it's,
I mean, I understand. I
it's
get
not
it.
across the board from one section of the county to another. It's within like jobs, similar
Okay,
position.
is the starting salary, for, like the example, the starting salary the same for both?
No.
No, it's on the front page here.
No, that's completely different.
The third choice, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's
So that leaves the
slippery
sheriff.
slope.
That leaves the sheriff and the judge not able to promote within. So you hire for that position only, and that's where you're stuck at the rest of your days. And if you want a promotion, you got to start all over with the salary.
But if they're not happy there and they transfer back, are they gonna cut their pay?
Yeah, they'd have to. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
That's what I want to protect. I don't
Yeah.
want somebody to say,
Yeah.
okay, I want to go over here and make this salary, and then be there a month, so I don't like that, and then go back and still be getting that high salary.
No, they would have to go back to not necessarily base pay, but they don't retain what they moved up to. So, can you elaborate on that? a
So
little
when they
bit,
transfer,
Ryan?
they transfer to that position plus their year's experience, is what you're saying.
You're
No,
not
you're-
thinking about
no,
raises
you're
and
not.
everything too. You got,
So,
What I was getting at was, what is there, almost $2,000 difference between Class A and then just a heavy equipment operator. Well, if you move to that heavy equipment operator, I think you should go up whatever the difference in that base pay is. But if you go back to that Class A CDL driver, you drop down back to, $2,000 or whatever you were.
the base pay plus your year's experience.
Yeah, well, whatever the difference in that, the salaries is what you'd lose if you moved backwards.
The basis of this, in my opinion, is you have a county employee that's put the work in, the time in, dedicated county employee. And he may be needed or wanted somewhere else. And you can't take someone, in my opinion, that's been with the county however many years and move them to another position because of the need and expect them to take a pay cut. You're going to lose good employees that way, employees that have already put water under the bridge. And so I put this together in an effort to have a discussion to try to police this scenario. It's been happening. It's starting to creep up on us, and the answer is always, that's just how we've always done it. That's not a good enough answer.
But that's what bothers me though, right?
But it needs to be, like your question that you raised, I don't know how necessarily to put that together, but there needs to be a checks and a balances system that you don't want to lose good employees because you got to lose $5,000 of your salary because you lose your cost of living adjustments, all your 3%. You lose all that just to switch from one side of something to another side of something. And any good employee, that's not treating your employees right.
They should keep their years of raises.
But I understand where it can be abused in that, well, now I'm going to switch back to something that's lesser or not as highly stressed or what the same type of parameters of a job. Well, I tried to write in something on paragraph F. This is a rough draft, but that it needs to be checked and balanced. That if you're going backwards, then your salary you can't be expected to keep your same salary if you're going from a job that has certain responsibilities to one that may have less. I can't tell you which job titles have what responsibilities and which ones have less or something like that. But your elected officials can. And that's why they're supposed to be the ones that either bring the salary ordinance or the sheets to us and say, this is what we'd like to do, and this is why. And then, you know, if there's a check and balance and it has to go through the county judge and the treasurer or whomever, then they're like, well, I'm not sure about that. Then they bring it in here. And the people that are elected to police this take a look and vote on it. But because that's how we've always done it, it's not good enough.
Can we think about it
Sure.
Can we think about it?
Well, we're not here to vote on this
Yeah,
tonight. It's not
yeah.
ready to vote.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying
But-
that Article 17 is the only thing that might not need to be reworded to some degree, because we've had discussions in this very court time and time again about things that don't sound right. So anything, I mean, things can be changed.
Can we put a committee together to,
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Yeah.
well,
Please do that.
to
Please do that,
some of us or somebody
because that's not the only issue.
No,
to
it's
look
not
at
the
that
only
and make the determination? Just like if somebody gets hired and you automatically give them 10 years of service, well, how do we know they've got 10 years of service? You know?
We usually attach a resume to the
Well,
salary sheet.
But I've
and-
never seen one. I'm just asking, I mean, I just want more accountability. Instead of just, because you can hire somebody that's 22 years old and say, well, I'm giving them 10 years experience pay. Well, there's no way. And that's happened before.
Yeah. My concern, and I guess that this is a rough draft, but with what we've dealt with the last few meetings, with the wording, and I know, and so yes, I agree, we need to reword a lot of this stuff and figure it out. In a committee meeting, focused on just that, not part of the discussion in a regular meeting. But the wording on a lot of things is so vague, not this, but different things, that they find loopholes and then we get ourselves into situations. And so that part I worry about with just saying similar job, and then who's to say the sheriff doesn't think this job's similar to that job, but we may not agree with it. I mean, and then who also, I don't know, like, is it you and whoever the elected official that would sign off on it? Or how does that?
Yes, the treasurer and myself,
Yeah.
or the treasurer and the judge signs off.
So
on
we're
it.
not.
Well, it's currently written, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Article 17, as it's written now, was treasurer, county judge, elected official. I think this one just said county judge, elected official, but then it said quorum court, if there's a tiebreaker, so to speak. I mean, it's not word for word, but I'm just trying to float ideas so we can better the county.
The 3 is just like the 9. If 2 people are there, it can be easier done. If 3, then you got to know there's another person got to go through it. So
Sure.
I would want that kept in there
And we can do that.
because
Yeah,
2 people can choose to do the same thing without. I just want a 3rd one in there just because of balances.
Well, yeah.
Well,
And you can
hiring
get.
And that-
official was the only thing that was left out, when Ron was putting that together, and he did a great job of just a draft. But if you've got that hiring official involved, then they're telling you why they feel that way. Or maybe explain what that person's responsibility is gonna be, and what they've done in the past, and why they feel like they would be doing that wrong. For example, I've got a 22-year-old that just started working for me a few months ago that's teaching somebody new how to record. And I've not seen that since I've been working here. Because she just picked it up so quick and learned it. Because she's got computers.
Well,
So I think the hiring official it should be free. I agree with you.
okay. I was going to say, are you
Yeah.
saying you don't think it should be?
Well, that's-
I was
I do.
confused.
Leave that-
that's still on our salary sheet, or hiring sheet, it's 3.
I mean, we could just say that every transfer whatsoever has to come before the quorum court. Then you get more ears here. I don't know the answer. I'm just trying to open the
Have you
discussion.
ever
throw it
seen
out
what
there.
the officials fill out, what the person, they fill out, what they do? Have any of y'all ever seen it? I've got copies if you want to look at it. This is what is determined, what they pay. That's what they're going by.
What I see as the main issue is, all right, say you've got somebody that, whatever position, they've worked there for 15 years. They've got cost of living, they've got all all the adjustments that they've had for 15 years. If they transfer to another department, yes, they're starting over at that, but they should still keep this 15 years worth of.
That
They can only
salary
keep up to
goes
10.
Every year. That's what.
Yeah.
They only keep up to 10.
Yeah. Well, they may not even get to
Even
keep
if the
them.
base is different, for the pay for this position plus your years of experience is different than the base of this position plus your years of experience. But the pay for years of, the years of experience, the tenure, the skill and all that should still be the same. You put in this much time as the counselor said, this many years of water under the bridge. You should still keep that. The position may pay different, but you should get that increase, but starting from where the base is when you take that position, whether it's this year, next year. But they still should have, compensation for their years of loyalty to the system.
Yeah.
Our Article 13 and 14 are read in conjunction with each other. And 13 is prior years of service. It says with a maximum up to 10, and then 14 also says with a maximum up to 10, and then 15 says those together can accumulate more than 10. So if you have 6 in one, you can have 4 in the other. If you have 10 in one, you have 0 in the other. For whatever reason, we're capped at 10. And I don't know the reason. That's just where the line in the sand is from.
And all the offices are unique.
They are.
I mean, it's hard to write something that's gonna fit everybody, because we're all different. We all have different offices, we have different responsibilities.
It's just hard. 'cause
But
you
we
don't
gotta have
enough
a standard. We
leeway
have to have
people use it.
a level
We
standard.
definitely need to.
How does some of the other counties do it? I mean, I ain't saying copying nobody, because they're.
Well, it's all over the map, and some of them aren't even specific at all. I mean, I've looked at several counties trying to just put something together that I thought would fit our dynamic, and there's nothing. I mean, they're all over the map. A lot of them are just silent on that effect. Really. They just say as long as it meets budgetary restraints and they can move them along or whatever.
But we have to have a policy,
Yes.
straight policy,
Yes.
right?
You can have one today, and then the next few days it could change.
Well, if you don't, you leave the door open for a lot more problems
Yeah.
of this and that and the other. I mean, we do have pretty good guardrails, but I think the guardrails need to be looked at.
Right, yeah.
I guess my question would be, if we go through something like that, is there going to be a start date for this, an effective date?
I think it would have to be whenever we make the changes
Well,
from
that's
that
what-
day
okay.
forward.
Well, that's-
Because
that's
you
what I
can't go
wanted.
backwards and say, we have
That's
to
what I
do this
wanted.
in 2001. You just have to
Yeah,
break it and
but
go.
It
then-
has to have an effective date, and that's.
Effective
that's
upon its
it,
passage
yeah.
and approval.
So can we table it, or?
Yes, I'm not, I didn't mean for it to come to a vote.
Not here to
I
vote on
apologize.
tonight.
Yeah.
We're just discussing. Okay.
Or it's not here for us to vote on.
No, I didn't mean for it to be voted on tonight. I wanted it to be discussed, and I wanted it to be on everybody's mind, and be thinking about what we can do, how we can reword this, or,
Was there something that brought this up all of a
Yes.
sudden?
yes.
When do we need to
This
fix
probably
it?
There's been-
different
there's
than
been
what you said
several.
Originally, because it looks different.
When
It's
do
not
we-
smaller. It's not as much than what I had on the line.
Have we got a timeline we need to do this? I mean,
No.
I mean, pretty,
I'd say soon.
I mean, it's not under any crunch. It's just a matter of how y'all want to police it, what you want to do.
I'd say January 1st, or I mean, not January 1st, but I mean, as soon as possible, I guess.
I would like to have a,
What's the reason for it? Like if something triggered it, I'm just curious.
so actually, it's happened a couple of times here.
Yeah.
There has been several employees that moved. I hate to call out the departments. But, we had a gentleman move departments.
I agree.
And in order to move, because he had been in this one department, I think almost 5 years. And when he moves to this other department, he starts all over at base pay, so he's making a substantial amount less than what he's currently making.
After 5 years?
Yes.
Is it that much before?
Yes. Well, if
Well,
he gets
fair.
a 3.5% raise every year, then it costs. Your experience pay every year. Yeah, it's a substantial amount.
I think we need to
Several
fix
$1,000
it
a
as soon
year.
as we can.
Well, next meeting maybe?
That's what I was wanting to look at. I was wanting to look at having our budget meeting as soon as possible, as soon as we know our numbers.
That's the reason
And
we
then-
can't have one, is insurance.
Yes, the insurance, they're still,
She still hasn't turned it in.
Yeah, but that's, tell me why we can't talk about other budgets without the insurance coming in. That's what I've never understood.
Well, the main reason is the only budget that's out of balance is county general.
Right.
And that involves a lot of other budgets, and that's the only one we need to talk about, really, is county general.
Well,
The other budgets are independent, they're not
I don't
on that.
understand, Doris, and you do an excellent job, and I'm not saying anything bad about it, but when we had our budget meeting, you had already looked at the budget, and the rest of us hadn't seen it until that night. And when everybody's there at one time, it's too much for us to try to comprehend and go over.
Yes, but, and I said, Tony, take it home and tell us what
But
you want to
that's
fix
why
about
we're
it.
trying to have individual meetings, so we can go back and go over it one at a time, and if we have questions, we can ask them.
Well, we can do that again if you
yeah.
want to.
Well, they used to. I don't know why they quit doing that.
Well, we can absolutely do that, but we just don't have all the final numbers yet, too.
Well, I understand that, but so we've asked, I didn't like the budget process at all last year.
No, I didn't either.
At all. And I wanted to meet, with the budget committee, meet with the elected officials one-on-one and go over their budgets. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with any of them or that we can change, but I would just feel like if we set a date and a time and schedule all of them, or different days or whatever, that I would just like to meet. And I think Eric is on the same page as I am.
Yeah.
On meeting with them.
Individually, if we could.
That's what he was getting at when he texted you the other day.
You can't individually meet. I mean, they have to all be here.
That's
It has to be
fine.
an open meeting.
We're
Okay.
not
Okay, well, that's what I thought you meant. We can't do that.
No, we'll
Okay.
notify, Chris, we'll notify everybody we need to notify.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, everywhere in the world. You know.
Not trying to do it privately. We're just going to do it one-on-one.
Well, I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with that.
But, I mean, it's pretty much all done now anyway. But
Well, it's not too late to fix it if there's something in there that you feel, it needs to be adjusted. It's not. We can meet tomorrow if you want to. I'm fine with that.
Well, I feel like we need to at some point in time. I don't know about tomorrow, but just whatever works for everybody.
Okay, let me ask you, which would you prefer, a afternoon meeting or, I don't know what, I'm flexible most of the
pretty
time,
flexible.
but Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days I have to be with my mother. After that, I'm okay with whatever y'all want to do. Would you rather meet in the afternoon at 5 o'clock like we did last time?
That's fine with me. Whatever works for everybody else. Unless I want to do the fire department, I can move anytime, any day.
Is next Tuesday or Monday something that you would go with?
Yeah.
Let me look at my phone.
Who are we going to meet
Well, I say
with?
that-
Who are we going to meet with?
Huh?
What departments? What
All of them,
departments?
any of them.
Not all of them, one-on-one, right?
They would have to be individuals.
We don't have to be in the same room, but we could talk to one and everybody else drink coffee.
Well,
Until we got to talk to this one
do
again.
we want to schedule times where they don't all have to sit there through everybody else's stuff?
I know, but you can't.
I think that would be better. Set 30 minutes, an hour, whatever we want to do.
Yeah, half hour,
Get to
probably.
talking, drink it, let us talk to you.
I guess my biggest frustration with budget is every year I've heard that it's insurance is the holdup.
It is.
That's what it is, then.
We did open enrollment 2 weeks ago. The insurance agent works for us, not us for them. They need to get the numbers, they need to get them over here, they're holding the process up.
But there's some of their numbers that I don't think they can get until a certain date.
Well, it's 10 that didn't even show up to do. When they left that day, there was 10 people that hadn't even requested anything changed. So that had to be all contacted. And that was, so that, they were here last Thursday, was it?
Yes. It was
No,
Wednesday. Last Wednesday was
Wednesday.
when they was here.
So it didn't even get settled until,
Yeah, it's only been a week. So.
yeah.
So what departments are left, as far as elected officials? I mean, we went over a bunch of them the other day.
We went over all of them.
All of them. I mean, who else we got? I mean, I know Debbie was out. She couldn't be
I
there.
wasn't there, I was at a board meeting.
Right.
My county general budget hasn't changed much. I could go over my county general budget with y'all in probably 5 minutes.
Right.
That's the way a lot of these budgets are,
Ben and Kevin's would be the biggest
Yeah.
budget, my county general budget.
Yeah, and we kind of, we did go over one on one. I went through mine.
So, I mean, we've already done this issue, but I just want it out there that next year, if we don't meet individually this year, next year, I want to meet one-on-one with the elected officials and go over their budgets.
Well, I will say this, whenever I notified the budget committee to have a meeting, it went to all I don't know who sent it to all the elected officials, but everybody wanted to be in there. So all the elected officials wanted to be as present with the budget committee. So I'm kind of in between a rock and a hard spot. So whatever the court wishes is what we'll do from now on. So
You can do a little bit of both, talk to everybody individually and
Right.
as a whole collective.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do think you can't talk to everybody at once.
Debbie's.
hey, it was a madhouse last year. I don't want to do that again.
Clarification. Sorry, this is from Tom. When we would meet together with the officials, like the budget committee, what we would do, all the officials, like, if there was a week and if we were going to meet on a certain night, each official would have a certain time. We might start at 6 o'clock and then 6:30, or depending on who it was. All the officials were there, and the budget committee was there. You would have my budget, like I just mentioned, the county general budget, and I'd have it. You'd go down through there. And let's say one of the line items, I might have plugged in $5,000 more for sake of discussion, or $2,500. And you might ask me, well, Debbie, why is that more? What's going on? Well, I've got to have another problem issue. See what I'm saying? Because I agree with what Tony's saying, because it was very helpful for the Quorum Court back when we did that, because you're actually looking at it, you're talking to us, and you're finding out what's going on, not just getting the end result. And it does, and then, like I would do mine, like I said, like the sheriff and the county judge, theirs would be longer because they've got more budgets than me, or the county clerk, or several elections.
Well, is that not what we did?
Or the collector.
That's exactly
Well,
what we did.
we didn't get into that night, though, Boris. That's what, I want.
I got mine that morning, and I
Well-
spent my whole day on it.
Well, right, but we didn't.
I know.
We didn't have any time to look over it.
That's what we did, Debbie. I mean, that's what I did. Nobody else did. I did. But that's
And I
what
don't
we
remember
did.
if you have done that process since you've been on the Quorum Court or not.
That's what I did last week.
Okay, but I mean, when we actually had the officials come in, and everybody was here, so we don't know what's going on.
Right.
And then, it might take 5 minutes, might take 15 minutes, and then the next one will get up.
Even if they could
Please have
that morning,
Yeah.
I know,
I'll be
if
fine,
they
that
pick
was
it up
great.
that morning,
On
you
to the
still
next
don't have to
issue.
look at it if they were.
But you did have a better idea
Yeah,
of
thank
our
you.
budget.
If we could get them out
And
on
what we were
Friday,
doing, and why we were
and let
raising
them
or
have all the
lowering
things
it,
look
or
at
what was
it,
happening.
meet on a Monday.
And it gave us an opportunity, like I told y'all, I just spent $10,000 on recording paper. That's ridiculous.
Well, Part of it is my fault, Tony, and I apologize. We got the numbers in that day and sent it out to everyone.
I went and picked mine
And,
up.
yeah, but it was emailed to everyone as well.
That's true.
And we had the meeting the same day.
Right.
So I should have waited till the next week to have the meeting.
Well, and I don't check my emails
Yeah.
regular either, so.
And that's how we ensure the process and fairness to you. When you do it that way, there's more transparency, there's more,
Yeah.
you know.
But everybody's chomping at the bits to get it done too, so.
Helps you understand for us, it just worked better. I don't know why we got away from that, I don't want to, but unless you understood, because unless people are asking, well, who's gonna be here, who's not, and how's that gonna work? Believe me, it's gonna work.
What about the insurance? I mean, can't you have an approximate amount or something?
We do.
Yeah,
We
approximate?
do have an approximate amount,
Right.
but open enrollment, we still don't know how many employees
Okay.
Well,
join.
we talked about it on Monday or Tuesday night, whatever that was. Open enrollment was Wednesday, so all the figures changed
Yeah.
Okay.
at that time.
Yeah, are we still, felt a little harder?
I don't know. I don't know how many people enrolled.
I don't even,
I mean, on the whole budget.
yeah.
No, it's a little less.
Little
So I
less.
chopped everywhere I could chop too, and
Sheriff and the judge chopped E911, no, was it
Yeah,
E911? Yeah,
E911.
they chopped E911 down.
OEM,
But
sheriff
you know,
department.
you saw their budgets.
Oh, I did.
They can't cut more than $5,000 each. If they go in there, they don't have the money to cut.
Yeah.
Because as you know, the top items, the top 12 items are the most expensive part of our budget, and that's our employees' benefits and employees' pay.
Employees is a big part of it, yes.
It's more than a big
Yes.
part. It's,
Yeah,
it's,
it is-
it's
it is the
half
biggest.
of it. It's
Yeah.
more than half the budget.
Yeah.
So, and our employees our officials have always done a really good job in doing their best to control anything they're going to spend, and they've tried their best to maybe I could do without this year. They've done it all along for the last 10 years I've been in here. That they, maybe I don't have to do it this year, and I'll put that off till next year.
Well,
They've done the best to cut their budget.
And I think they've all done just like they used to do, David did with the transfer station. He did the best he could, just kept kicking it down the road until there was no choice left. And
Exactly.
that's where we're at, probably on the millage. If something's gonna have to be done. And I don't know what we're gonna decide on that, but that's not for tonight.
November, this is the meeting, we have to do it if we're going to.
Do what?
Put it out, make a motion if you make a millage increase.
No,
It
no
has to be
millage.
made in November.
No millage.
That's correct.
To me, raising taxes is just a Band-Aid. We can fight the issue of the problem.
Well, the county's grown a lot in the last few years. I don't know what the answer is.
We
but
have
I-
over 100 employees. You know how many, I don't, there's over 100 in
It-
it.
I think there's about 111
120.
full-time.
Okay, it's at least 100 employees.
It was about 100, 110, 120, whenever they were up
And not
there, I don't know.
near income to do like we would like to do for them. And
Cost
the
of living.
state mandates you to do things. As Debbie has said, and there's things you shall do, you have to do, no matter what. But there are things you may do. So maybe we need to look if the county doesn't want us to do millage, what will we cut out that we don't have to do? The first thing we cut out was the transfer station.
Yeah.
We are not required to do that, but we kept it up so that the community could have a place to do it.
Yeah.
So we did our best to lease it and get it going, and it's going. And people are going, I understand everything's high, but we were going to have to raise it even higher.
Higher.
It wouldn't have benefited the people at all for us to keep it.
No.
That's kind of what's happening with the budget, but I don't want millage.
Well, the problem with the millage is a couple of years ago, the school passed a millage to build a new elementary school. Now they're wanting another one to work on a high school.
Yes, I understand.
And then we're talking about, are we gonna have to do a millage? People can only pay so much. There are businesses all over this state that are taxed out of business. Small businesses are taxed out of business. That is a problem. That's been a problem for years. The more we throw that out there, the less people can survive. You're trying to run a farm and you've got 10,000 acres of prime real estate that's paying high taxes as it is. And so it's just a little smidge, maybe to my old house on Thomasville, that don't mean anything. But if you've got, 500 acres in Keller Bottoms that's worth $6,000 to $7,000 an acre or more, but, that's a lot of money. And when you're scratching to get by, that kills the business.
I agree. I get it.
The only fair tax is
If
the
we
sales
look at
tax.
that, we have to look at
That's the
it
only fair tax.
Very careful.
Our problem is we are mandated by the state to provide certain services.
Yes.
And that's where we're in a crunch. There is a provision in the law where there's shalls, you shall do this, and there are the mays. And I played that card more than once. If you want to take the mays out, that'll help some, but not a lot. But we don't get to pick and choose which shalls we do. We have to go.
I understand that, but
And
at
most
some point, people cannot pay more.
I understand that, but it doesn't take the burden off of the elected officials.
Then maybe we need to talk to our elected officials at the state level.
Oh, please do.
Where are we going with this?
Well, can we? I don't know.
Where are we going? We're getting off into a deep subject
No,
here.
I agree with him 100%, absolutely.
Yeah.
We work on that stuff all the time. If we didn't, it'd even be worse than it is today. One of my employees looked at the computer to see how many filings we've done in just the last, whatever it is, 2 or 3 months. It was 8,000. And that's on the court side. Pleadings. Shucks, you better run.
Well, I know some of the attorneys around here, I'm not surprised.
8,000. Goes back to, people that are able to do that.
Since we're on that valuable discussion, our property tax relief, if you know how that works, state collects sales tax,
No.
puts it in a big pot,
I'm not going.
then we turn around, we tax our people's land and their personal property. It only applies to land though. Jennifer, you stop me if I make a mistake. And so then they get homestead credit. It was $350. This year it was $500. Next year it's going to be $600. Am I okay so far? All right. I took the number of parcels, comes from the collector. The number of parcels are about 5,000 parcels in our county that get homestead credit. Okay? Took the total homestead credit money that we got back from Little Rock. Okay? This is reducing people's taxes right here in the county. And we got, the average is $400 per parcel. Now, if y'all can stay with me for a second, that means that we could have had our homestead credit, our homestead parcels, if the tax rate had been raised, our homestead parcels, if they'd gone up to an average of $500, this county would have gotten an additional $100 times 4,000 parcels. So how much money did we let Little Rock give to other counties because we didn't put claim to it?
Well, your reappraisal is gonna bring it up some, because there's gonna be a reappraisal. So that's gonna bring the property tax up just a little bit. I mean, I don't know how much, Christie.
Yeah, we're gonna make 25%
Right.
across the board.
Right.
But if you look at someone out there right now whose taxes are $400, that's all we get from Little Rock is the $400. If their taxes were $500, they still wouldn't pay anything out of their pocket because Little Rock would give us up to $500. And next year, they'll give us up to $600. And Eddie Jones, who has served this county for years and years and years, and studies this stuff and promotes this stuff, we're not benefiting by it. Eddie was the driving force to get that raise to $500 and the $600. And you know why? Because the state officials were sucking money out of that pot for other stuff instead of giving it back to the counties where it was intended to in the beginning. So that's why they got it raised to $500 and $600. Less than a month ago, Eddie and I had this discussion, and Eddie said, it's going to take a couple of years for us to watch the pot, but I suspect that within a couple of years, that pot is going to be growing enough that we can raise homestead credit on up to $750. $750. And if our average says $400, that's going to be $350 per parcel that we're letting go somewhere else. Because
Finish that sentence.
I mean, you raise the taxes to where the person aren't paying it anyway. You're getting it back in homestead credit. You're leaving money on the table in Little Rock because you won't increase the taxes. 1 mill in this county is $300,000. If you raised it to the max, and as long as it took you to raise it, you might as well raise it to 1.4. I know he's videoing me right there. It'll be on YouTube before I go to bed tonight. My phone will probably burn up. Probably the governor will call me unhappy. But 1.4 mils raises about what? 444,000.
Yeah.
And we're 300,000 in the red on this budget right now. And the fact about property taxes, if you raise them tonight, Jennifer is not going to see that money until 27. So what I'm telling you is you still got 2 years, or 1 year, 26, 27, money don't come in until all during the year. You got 2 years to rough it. Now, I don't know, roughing it, let's talk hard numbers. You call the county, call the elected officials and ask, call the sheriff, call the judge. How many employees are you going to cut? Because it's going to take 6 employees to cover $300,000. 6 employees. I've only got 1. And I don't need another one. I mean, I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm blessed, fortunate. I have a very good employee. She's working out very well. But you're talking about, what are you going to do? Cut 2 road grader drivers? You're going to cut 2 sheriff's deputies? You can't cut any out of the jail. If you got people in jail, you got to have people there watching them, taking care of them. Don't say you can cut people out of the library because you can't, because the library is a special fund.
That's right.
So you can't touch the library. You can't touch Law Enforcement Center. 3017 is its own fund over there. 911, 3020. You can't cut 911 because it's got its own fund set over there. County General, it's those 25 offices that make up County General. I feel like I'm sitting here talking, saying a lot of the things that Sherry would say if she was here.
You're saying the truth, because that's exactly how it works. Preach on.
The only thing that has saved us, and the only reason we haven't had to do it before, is we've had that hospital money.
Yes.
We have one of the lowest millages in the state, but we've had that hospital money.
And ARPA's helped us, the government's helped us the last 2 years during COVID. We've got that money. That's how we sustained living on those 2 years.
We've been fortunate.
Also, I was wondering if the elevator stuff comes out of the hospital fund, and I was looking back at when that started years ago, and that it's just generally declined, which is fine, but if we can't sustain it without that, then
Right.
we're not.
There's 1.8 million in hospital fund, I think, isn't there?
Yeah.
Something like that.
1.4.
4, okay.
Oh, 0.4 is in a fund by itself, isn't it?
I'm sorry. The 4.
That .4 is in a fund by itself.
Yes.
But you're still 1.8.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the thing is, you're 300,000 short on the budget. I say you because y'all are the decision makers. 300,000 in the red on the budget, and you're needing $400,000 for an elevator. My math tells me that's $700,000 short. And I mean, just tonight somebody made a comment about the elevator in the old courthouse doesn't work more than it does work. I don't know. I don't ride the elevator. I thank the Lord I'm not that old yet that I need an elevator, but I know there are people that do need it.
Right, exactly.
They need that available, and just like the elevator here. And I understand. I mean,
And the other
nobody wants to pay more taxes. Nobody wants to pay more taxes. But I guarantee you, nobody wants to come in the basement down there and have to wait for 40 minutes to get help at Chrissy's office because she only has one person at the glass window instead of two. Nobody wants to come and pay their property taxes and have to wait for 40 minutes to pay at Jennifer's window because Jennifer's only got one employee at the window instead of two. Nobody wants to go to the revenue office down there and have one employee in there. Last time I was in there, they had 3. Oh my goodness. They're being paid. State employees are making more than our employees are. And I mean, that's just the bottom facts on the homestead credit. I talked to Ms. Doris about it. I went and talked to Jennifer about it. I said, y'all tell me if my logic is off somewhere, please tell me. But we've got this many parcels and that much money. The average was $400 a parcel. Tells me that we left $100 per parcel on the table in Little Rock to go to some other county. Some other county has got more money now to put on the gravel roads. Some other county has got more money to pay their employees. Because we're just letting Little Rock keep the money. And next year it's going to be another $100. 4,000 parcels. I count that to be about, what is that, Jamie? $500,000. Because homestead credit was $2 million this year. It was $2 million. I guess it's 500 parcels I'm talking about.
It's like 4,800.
Yep. So 5,000 parcels. And so we left 500 parcels times $100 a piece. We left $500,000, $500,000 we left on the table on the right. Next year we'll leave another $500,000 plus about $500,000 will be a whole $1 million. So instead of getting $200,000 in homestead credit, we could be getting, instead of $2 million, we could be getting $3 million. Guys, I can tell you, I've woke up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, midnight, everything else with numbers rolling in my head. And there is nothing I can do about it. Because y'all are the decision makers.
Okay, what happens when you max out down the road?
Exactly.
If we max it out now, I mean, I ain't saying it won't help, but what happens 5 years from now when you get the same bond, you ain't got nothing to go to?
When you max out, the state will help you.
No, number one, I don't think that you just, and I'm going to borrow Kevin Sheriff Bell's phrase. Just because we get a little bit of money and we can breathe a little easier, we don't need to all start spending money like drunken sailors.
I agree.
What Justice Mistina Hibbert's been calling for month after month after month after month, I've heard her. I was never so excited to see her up there filing for re-election. And Tony told him the same thing. We have got to start planning. We have got to stop waiting until September to plan this year's budget. We're $300,000 in the hole. We've got to start planning this year, next year, next year. We've got to start planning it out.
I agree 100%.
I mean, and if we can become more efficient, if we can do something, if we can get this. I'm not saying stop working for efficiency. I'm not saying stop looking for the best deal on copy paper and copiers and whatever, employee benefits and stuff like that. We need to do that. But I mean, we're in crunch.
We are in trouble.
I'm pretty sure you didn't like me. All that.
So what happens when we max out on our millage? And people get to the point where, it's next to impossible to pay it, businesses are suffering, but if we don't, then the county government will understand that. But when we get maxed out, as does take, what happens then when we can't raise anymore?
Let me ask you, what happens, you're saying when the businesses go out, let me ask you this. What happens when the gravel roads are in so disrepair that PICO can't get those trucks up and down? Tell me what's going to happen to PICO when they can't get
PICO, I drive on them.
I understand that. I understand
but
that.
I'm wanting to ask a simple question. When we max out, and there is a max, correct?
Yeah.
How long is, all right, that's going to, yes, that'll make a difference for the future, and I agree with you. We need to be planning for the future. But what happens when we max out, can't grow anymore, can't? And
okay, so what happens when the hospital money's gone and you don't have that to fall back on?
That's
What is?
not what I'm asking. What happens when? I mean, we max out. What's the? Is that gonna keep everything going? Like I said, planning for the future. Is that going to be it's like we were talking about a few months ago? We should have planned for the future. We bought a building over here that's still sitting there. We could have built one that had things that we could have used for years. Had more than one courtroom, been on one level, would have been, things could have been, I wasn't here when we voted on that, but, things could have been planned for the future a whole lot better. You don't build a highway for what you need it for today. You need it what you need 5 years or 10 years. That's why they're always doing construction in Little Rock. They build it for what they need today. You need it for the future.
That's why you should pass a max on the millage instead of band-aiding it at 1 mil when you've got an extra 0.4, because that gives you about another $150,000 a year to put away for a rainy day, because this county should be putting money back for a rainy day instead of spending every rainy day dollar they've got.
Well, I don't think you have to max it today. I think you can say this year we're going to raise it 1 mil, next year another mil. I don't think it has to be done at one time. That's still planning.
When was the last increase?
Oh, I have no idea.
So
we tried sales tax twice. The county refused it. We tried sales tax twice, and since I've been here, and they refused it each time.
They just passed one for the city.
Well, let me pour gasoline on the fire. I know we need to end this meeting soon. We all know there's going to be a bypass around Pocahontas.
Right.
What the future of that is going to be. I remember when they were around Hawks and Walnut Ridge, they died. Now Walnut Ridge has made a comeback. But that's another issue we're going to have. We're going to have less truck traffic coming through Pocahontas.
Tell me what benefit truck traffic is to Pocahontas, Arkansas. Heavy truck traffic.
Right down there at Jordan's.
Gas tax.
Fuel up, they eat,
right?
buy stuff.
One of the floors in there
Eats, sales tax.
I bet there's 40 parked down there right now.
They won't be going through there when the bypass goes around back behind Black River. I'm just saying there might be, just guessing, might be less revenue coming in. And let's face it, Pocahontas is the biggest revenue of the county. And when the bypass goes around, wherever that is, 2 or 3 years from now, that's another issue some of us are going to have to deal with in the future.
We're talking about 2 different bypasses, 90 and 67.
I'm talking about the 4-lane that's going to go the other side of Black River Voltec. Go way over there. It's not even going to come through Pocahontas.
Roy, are you and I going to still be alive when that 4-lane goes?
Well, I don't know. But
okay.
But they're working on it at Corning right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got a lot of stuff to do, planning to do.
So
We could
that-
all die tomorrow, but, I mean,
Did you say you had
that's not how we're planning. I mean, we're here as, y'all are the elected officials, elected representatives of the people. And I can tell you right now, I mean, my JP probably already knows my opinion. I've done expressed it. But I don't have to go to her to express that.
But if they-
And I understand people don't like taxes and they don't want to pay more taxes. People don't want to pay higher grocery prices, but, you know, Walmart doesn't really care.
Doris,
Two things, death and taxes, right?
Yep.
does that not have to be passed in December? I thought it had to be passed by December, one way or the other.
Like last time, I made the motion.
This is the last meeting we can do it. Unless we have a special on the millage stuff.
Yeah, this is the month you have to do it. You have to announce, you have to at least put it in the motion. But you don't have to vote on it necessarily, you can table it, but it has to be said in this month.
So it's gonna have to happen.
No, you have to
And-
make a motion to do it.
Yeah, I agree with this. It's gonna have to happen.
It's going to have to at some point.
It's good speech, by the way.
So y'all want it done? 'Cause
I'm
I'm not
gonna keep
running
Nobody,
out.
nobody likes this.
You make a motion or what?
I can do it, I don't have
Don't
Yep,
like.
you're young, you better let the old lady do it.
So you have to make a motion for us to talk about it next meeting.
Motion to table it.
I make a motion that we extend the millage a 0.5%, or 0.5 cent. I'm sorry, is that what it is?
1 minute,
0.5 cent.
half a mil?
Half a mil, that's what I want, yeah, I knew that wasn't right, yeah, 0.5 mil. Which brings 188,000.
I have a motion from Justice Sharp to extend the millage for half a mil, and a second from Justice Henderson.
Hebers.
Henderson.
Yeah, Jill.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
But,
Better do a roll, better do a roll
Wait.
call.
time out for just a second. Is this what you were saying is just a Band-Aid instead of doing the whole?
Yes.
Like you had just talked about to do 1 mil. And
1 mil is about 300,000. That's what we're in the red for right now.
Right.
Money
But
won't come in until 27.
If we do a 0.5 mil, what's the reasoning on going to a 0.5 mil just to not? Kind of shocking results, but
Yeah, mostly.
But I mean, if it's still not gonna get us ahead, I don't understand why we would just.
If it's not gonna get us where we're at, or where we need to be, why even do a half
Yeah.
instead of a whole?
Yeah.
But I say no.
You say no one
I
was.
say no on nothing. On no-
Well, wait a
on
minute,
millage.
wait a minute. You don't want to,
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Well, we don't have whatever. I mean,
you want to just,
yeah, we
I
can
just
be quiet.
don't see the reason if it's not gonna completely help us to just tiptoe into it with a 0.5 is my problem.
Or you're gonna run out again one day, and you're not gonna have any subsidy.
Yeah, like and then you're gonna ask them to raise it again?
No, you can't.
why can't you?
Well, I'm saying if you max it out, then you run into the
Oh.
trouble we're in now, you're just out of luck.
Okay, but.
Then you don't have any choice, hold the sales tax on
I guess I just don't see where the 0.5 isn't gonna really
that.
help.
No, I'm not for a half at all.
Okay, like I'm saying, if you're gonna ask for a 0.5 and then next year ask for more, they're not really, they're not gonna re-vote again, like, yeah, I liked it when you raised it last time, let's do it again.
So I'm confused. Are we just going to vote, bring a motion up
What are
to
we
talk
doing?
about the next
No,
month?
but-
We're not voting on it right now? Okay.
Do they have to vote on them?
No.
Not tonight, we do have to next
But
month.
we just vote on, like the community, that's only.
No,
The court can raise,
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
We.
Yeah, just the court.
the court can raise the millage, 3 mills on the road and 5 on the county general? Is that correct?
You've caught me off guard, I mean,
I
you've
think
caught me
5's
without
the max.
in my head.
Getting 5's the max.
I thought it was 5 on the county general and 3 on the road.
I think that's the max. We're at 2.6 on county general right now, I think. Are we?
But we're just making a motion now to
Yeah, we're one
discuss
on
it
the
in
road.
December.
So that's 3.6, we can only go up to 5. Isn't that right? That's where the 1.4 comes in at.
No,
No.
well, 1.4 is the
And then,
library.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, I know, but.
All right, I want to be on the same page.
You need to make a motion tonight, or you can't vote on it
I know.
whatsoever.
That's right, okay.
And that's what Doris is saying, we need a motion for whatever number to even have the opportunity to vote at the
Okay.
next meeting.
Right.
If
So
we
do
don't
you
make
wanna
that
say
tonight,
half
that
a
vote
mil?
itself,
All right.
we're back to square one.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
I'm good with that.
you want to have, I understand now.
What?
You want one or a half? Because we're not gonna see it until 27.
If it's discussed, then just, well,
Do you
So
have
the
to
motion
decide
is to
whether
raise the
it's
mill
Yeah,
by
that's the
what, one half?
question.
Do we have to decide the number tonight?
Can we just,
We can
say,
table, just like you did me last year. Don't
Right.
say a word. And we
But,
table.
do we have to limit it to, do we have to have a
We
number?
have to say an amount.
Table it, we don't have to put them down or nothing.
Yes, yes, you have to say how much.
okay, that's the part we're talking about.
A half
So
or a
you're
one?
gonna see the 2 years.
I said probably half or one. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be half or one. That's what we need to do.
I just don't see the reason of making everybody upset about it for it to not even cover what we need to cover.
If we're gonna raise it, it's, but I don't want them to vote for that, but I will say at least one.
Make a motion to raise the millage one mill.
Have a motion from Justice Sharp to raise the millage 1 mil
to discuss it at the next meeting.
to discuss it at the next meeting.
Okay.
Do you still second it? I have a second from Justice Henderson.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Justice? No, this is not the vote.
Just puts it on the
For
table.
discussion of a 1 mil.
It's for discussion,
So we
right?
can
This-
discuss it next month.
We're not raising anything, we're
No.
discussing it.
Right.
Discussing it next meeting.
Okay, yes,
All right, Justice Bass,
yes.
Justice Brown,
Yes.
Justice Hibbard,
Yes.
Justice Cosby,
Yes.
Justice Blevins,
Yes.
Justice Nelson,
Yes.
Justice Sharp,
Yes.
Justice Statler,
Yes.
Justice Henderson.
Yes.
Good grief. I feel like a shutdown.
Okay.
Next on the agenda is comp time. Are there any questions or comments? I have a motion from Justice Statler to adjourn. Second from Justice Blevins. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yep, what's going
Okay,
on?
budget meeting, Monday night. Where? 5 o'clock?
Well, I'll try to call you tomorrow and see if they've got the numbers in yet.
Okay.
'Cause we really can't proceed without those numbers.
Hey, I got Monday Night Football.
They're Tuesday night and they're Wednesday night.
Football, Monday Night Football?
Yeah, it was.
7 o'clock. Yeah. Hey, Doris?
Yes, sir.
I got Monday Night Football.
Yes, sir. You got a recorder, don't you?